and I am playing with two groups today. Trying to play every day this month with Scraptember, where we take a different prompt every day. That prompt is a selfie. So I took a selfie of myself and my husband. This was at our godson's wedding, and that was in May. I'm super excited to get this scrapped. The second thing is called Mix It Up Monday, where we take a sketch. We all take the same sketch and we use mixed media. So I have plenty of that today. I'm super excited. I went into my stash, and with the blue and the green, I picked out something that has blue and green. This is from Paper Studio. This was a $5.49. Yes, and it's one of my favorite paper pads from the Paper Studio. Just gorgeous. Not only papers, but the colors. They really call me. Look at this. That's one of my favorites. So I had lots of choices. I went in and I picked out these two for the backing papers. And you can see this one kind of gets lost in there. So I did pull out from my scraps a piece of blue that I'm just going to back that on and sneak that in there. The other thing I have to look for is something to do that little notebook punch on, and that might even be white. For the florals on either side, these are Paper Studio as well, and they're nice and big. You can get them when they're 40% off. So I'm going to stick these here. Then you're going to see all the fun mixed media parts. So I have a stencil that is from the Crafters Workshop, and it's got all these fun things, but this one called to me because it's kind of got the similar look, and it goes with these florals. This is Vicky Booten. I got it from Peachy Cheap. It's Raspberry Swirl, and it's this paste. I don't think I've used it yet, but I'm gonna haven't used it yet, but I'm gonna open that up. Oh, look at that. It just looks beautiful. There we go. All right, I'm gonna use that for that stencil. And then the color behind, you can see it looks maybe like the packaging technique. And it stumped me as far as color because I don't have any sprays that I thought went along with this. But I recently made a purchase from Timo, and I like these. I just bought a couple things from Timo my first time ordering. There was another piece that I wasn't super excited about, but I am using these, and I went to the pinks first, but with these kind of pale colors, I ended up choosing these greens, and I don't know if it shows on camera, but they go so well with these greens. So I'm gonna do something with that in the background. And then for the circle parts, I went to my Cricut, and sometimes when you cut these things out small, they're rather fine. And so you can see, they didn't cut out so well. In fact, there was a fourth that it mangled, and I can't use it all, but there's like a good side and a bad side to each. So I'm gonna layer these a little bit. I'm not exactly sure how this might go over there. We'll get them layered somehow so that those are the circles back there. But that's what I'm going to be working on. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up, and let's get scrapping. I start by removing everything I put on there, and I don't gesso or anything. You certainly could. It helps the mixed media just to move around better, but I'm just going to use this packaging technique. I wet my brush, and then I put it into the watercolor, and then I put it on the packaging. But the first color I use, I'm just not impressed. It's too light. And then I try the second color, and same thing. Now I used it on a different layout, and it worked really good. It was very subtle, but I just wanted it more of an intense color. So I went to my acrylics, and I picked up two different greens, and this green I thought matched better. But if I had looked at the name of it, it says grass green, which is not what I was going for. So I put it onto my packaging, and I'm diluting it with water on my paintbrush until I get it about the consistency I want. I put it down there, and right away you can tell, too bright green. So I go for the other color. And here I spread it out a little bit, because I thought, if it's going to be in there, I want to make it look like it's supposed to be there. So I take this more of an olive color, and I wet that down, and that is much more the color that I thought I was getting in the first place. So I'm going to go over that bright green color and get it kind of moved all around. I will bring out the pattern paper to make sure that My placement is good, but I'm just adding water to the paint, and then knowing that I won't need it in the middle, so kind of going around the outsides. And even though this looks like it takes me a little bit, it does go rather fast. After holding up that pattern paper there, I know I want to go out more so that you can see it once the frame goes down. So I just keep moving it out further. And then that looks good, but there is some bright green hiding over there. So I just go down with the brush and then I kind of smush it out with the packaging. Then I bring out the stencil and I'm going to use that Vicky Bouton paste on it. And I'm not sure what my mistake was. I put it on rather thick and it does kind of get under the stencil. But the weird thing is, like, it's not, the other side of the stencil isn't goopy. So I don't know if I should have used more of like some kind of a tape to tack it down. But it is mixed media looking-ish. It's, it's not supposed to be perfect and all that. So it's not like I don't like it. I just, in the future, if I use it, I might want it to be more precise. So I don't know I guess I could use like a spray adhesive. So I've let it dry a little bit, and now I'm going to get all my layers stuck down. I've got that navy behind the pattern paper, and then I'll glue my picture down. Now I am right to the end of my adhesive, and that's why it's giving me troubles. I do go off camera to put a new one in. It doesn't take me very long at all. If you're interested to see, I can do this pretty quickly. And again, it's just giving me troubles because you can see the roll is empty right there. And I wanted to make sure I use the end of the roll. So I had taken a punch, and I didn't want to use a notebook because it's more of a, wedding. So I used kind of a scallop, and it's almost like a gray color, but it was close to that kind of that light teal color. So that's what I used on there, and I got that glued down. I'm going to get my layers glued down, and then from there I will glue down the florals. Oh, nope, I forgot about the circles. And each side gets a full circle plus a half. So I'll kind of get those where I want to. On the paper, or on the sketch, you can see they're tucked under the photo. And then I'm going to cut this one in half because that's going to be my half. So each side gets a half. And it's hard with these thin ones because, you can glue them and they won't hold their shape because they're so thin. So I had to be careful. I'll put my liquid glue on and try to keep that circular flow to it. So there I go. And then I'm just going to glue half down, knowing that I'm going to just trim that up a little bit. And trying to keep it with a circle because it didn't want to stay a circle once you cut it in half especially. So there, I'm going to glue the circle on the other side, tuck that under the photo, and really there's hearts within the circles, and that's really what I'm putting the glue on. I thought that might be easier than trying to glue the whole thing. Here goes the half of circle. And then I get the florals down. So I want to glue them down in the corners, but I want to try to keep as much of the mixed media, especially that paste, that I could. And I think I accomplished that and still got everything in place. You can tell I followed the sketch. And I'll put that in there in between those two, what I did with the stencil. And then I'm going to need my title, which I haven't cut out yet with my Cricut. So I'll pause the camera and figure out my title. But here I'm just going to trim those extra pieces off the circles. And my title is Oh Happy Day. I just trimmed that out with the Cricut, and it goes down very easily, and that's really about it. Make sure you look below to see everybody that's playing with Mix It Up Monday, as well as everybody that's playing along with Scraptember. That is a playlist. Yeah, there's a lot of talented people playing. I love using the sketch so much. I would have never gone with the extra pieces as far as the mixed media and the stencil And I just think for a wedding, this turned out beautifully. So you have a fabulous day, and I'll see you again soon.